Pastor Liz from Our Savior's Lutheran Church, just here with today's daily devotion. We just finished up our first session talking about Pastor Nadia Bolz-Weber's book, Pastrix, which talks about her life and her experience of God and how it led her to become a pastor in the ELCA. So I'm going to just read just a little bit from her introduction to help us think about how God is present in our own stories. And this book is a story of how I have experienced this Jesus thing to be true. How the Christian faith, while wildly misrepresented in so much of American culture, is really about death and resurrection. It's about how God continues to reach into the graves we dig for ourselves and pull us out, giving us new life, in ways both dramatic and small. This faith helped me get sober, and it is helping me, forgive the fundamentalism of my Church of Christ upbringing, and it helps me to not always have to be right. Smiley TV preachers might tell you that following Jesus is about being good, so God will bless you with cash and prizes, but it's really much more gruesome and meaningful. It's about spiritual physics. Something has to die for something new to live. Death and resurrection, the recurring experience of seeing the emptiness, weeping over our inability to fill it or even understand it, and then listening to the sound of God speaking our names and telling God's story is a messy business. But it's my business, and it's the most beautiful thing I could tell you about. It's her story and her sense of God present with us in the messiness of life, in the brokenness of life, and bringing new life even in all sorts of situations. She helps us remember that it's not just among so-called good people that Christ is present, but Christ is present among every single one of us, and God loves you very, very much. So think a little bit about, where are you experiencing death and resurrection? Where are you broken that Christ is coming into to fill you with new life and healing and hope? May God be with you tonight and always.